Hello and welcome to a special Analog Toys live stream. We've got this parcel here that actually we thought went missing for a little while, but this is a mystery box from my good friend and host of the 3POA podcast. It's Ryan.
What's going on, Tony? I was super panicked when you were like, "Hey, mate, can you open up a claim on that parcel?" And first I was like, okay, I need to look up parcel on the internet. What does that mean? Oh, he means a package. Okay. But luckily when I did some research, the USPS website forgot all about it once it hit Compton, California. But they had a thing that's a global post. So I Googled that, found that website, and it was like it had just landed in Australia. So,
all right, cool.
Dodge that one.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because I've got two different parcels coming for packages, boxes.
Yeah,
I've got two coming from Matt Swafford. Two different purchases I've made. So but they haven't lost the tracking on those ones, so yeah, it's good.
The funny thing is we have UPS here, and it stands for United Parcel Service. So you'd think I'd know.
Yeah. Yep. Before we get into this, man.
Yeah.
I just want to tell the audience, obviously they know you from the 3POA. You know, the 3POA started on this channel. It's now its own channel. And we're trying to get the channel monetized before Iconicon, and we're running out of time. We've got like a week and a bit left.
Mm-hmm.
The link to the 3POA is in the description of this video. If we get to 1,000 subscribers before Iconicon, while I'm in the States, I'm going to do a huge giveaway as part of Iconicon. And basically, we are going to do up 1,000 raffle tickets. And those 1,000 tickets will be one per subscriber for the first 1,000 subscribers of the 3POA. And then while I'm in the States, you'll get some giveaways. Maybe a signed Desert Rat figure and signed comic, something like that, you know.
Very cool.
So,
wow.
But come June 29th when Iconicon starts, if we're still at 999, all offers retracted.
That would be awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
It's coming up fast too, man. Like Iconicon, Joe Fest. Joe Fest is 2 weeks from today.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. Well, I mean, but for us, it's kind of 2 weeks yesterday because we've got to be there on the Friday to help Bobby set up and everything like that. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's coming up real fast, and then and then straight into Iconicon. My Desert Rat documentary is finished. It's in the can. I'm now working on my James Bond feature, which is coming along really well. I want to try and get that done this weekend, and then I'm going to be editing together another episode of Desert Rat Reacts. This time with Sal Trooper.
That is my favorite. That's my favorite new show.
Desert Rat Reacts.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people didn't like. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people didn't like it. I find it very odd, right? When someone will go into the comments to go, "Hey man, love your channel, been a follower for years, but I need to tell you that I really didn't like this." It's like, if you really love the channel, why don't you just say nothing at all? Like, you don't just make a mental note of going, "Oh, this isn't for me. I'm not going to watch any more of these Desert Rat React videos."
Yeah. It's real easy.
Yeah,
you just move on.
Yeah, definitely is. Yeah, I sat down with Sal for a bit over an hour, I think, recording all the audio, and we sat down and we watched Michael's Only Eternal Once video, and we're reacting to that. So Desert Rat and Sal's laconic stormtrooper will be in his apartment. It's going to be funny.
Can't wait, man.
Yeah. So what's the whole idea behind this? And you know, and when it arrived, because USPS had like stopped tracking it since it got to Compton, I've got like an Australia Post tracking app on my phone, and it always alerts me. So I got a text message from my PO box. They send me an SMS message whenever something's there. So something's arrived, but I didn't know what it was because the tracking for your one didn't show up.
Right.
So I drove to the post office to pick it up, and I've only got like a real small PO box, so they put delivery slips in there. I grab the slip and then go inside the office to go, right, I've got a parcel here, or a package, or a box. And when the guy picked it up, like he's walked around the back. When he picked it up, he comes around the corner. He's got all the walk, and right from like 15 meters away, I can see the laser pants sticker, and I'm like, it's Ryan's box, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole idea behind it was over the past we started in November, so I guess like 7-8 months. You've said, "Oh, that's cool. I want that." Well, I like this thing here, and so I've just been grabbing stuff when I see it.
Yeah.
I think one thing that's in there, but I think the other stuff you've probably forgotten about. So I would just pick up a thing here or there, and I finally put together a box, and you have your what's it called? I guess you guys call them PO boxes too.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, it's time to send this. I had it all boxed up, and it sat in my garage for 2 weeks because I totally spaced it. So then I was out in my garage one day. I'm like, oh crap, there's the box under my workbench. Grabbed it. Told you, I said, okay, I'm sending the package Monday. First thing Monday.
Yeah, cool. Well, it not only did it got here before me leaving for the States. Not that that's an issue with my PO box will hold mail for a month for me before they return it. So I can go to the States for 3 weeks and I don't have to worry about so long as I go and check the PO box the Friday before I leave, and then I'm good. But yeah, but thank you for actually sending it to me, and not like a number of other people who were like, I'm going to give it to you when you arrive. And I'm like, guys, like I want to go like toy hunting at Joe Fest and this and that. And it's like, I can't bring everything back with me. I imagine at the end of the trip, I'm going to sit there and at Valaverse and say to Bobby, oh mate, can you use your UPS account to send this like this massive, and I'll do all that. And I'll be like, and I'll let me know how much it is, and I'll send the money to your PayPal. And then I'm just not going to send it to him.
Yeah,
it's like, no, you've got all those Valaverse dollars, bro. You can afford it.
I mean, look, gifts are great, and of course, I mean, they're always appreciated. But part of the fun of going to Joe Fest is basically just a really big toy show.
Yeah,
and half the fun for me is just being there and hunting for stuff.
Exactly.
So if it's just given to you as soon as you get there, it's like, oh, now I have nothing to hunt for. and like I said, it's not that you don't appreciate it. It's a nice thought, but that hunt, that's what I love.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and I don't want to be. I certainly don't want to be at Joe Fest going, oh, I really want to get that, but I can't because I've got no room because it's filled with all this other stuff. So I've got a pretty good sized suitcase, but then of course there's a whole weight thing. Like if I have to pay oversized bag, I should look into that and actually see how much oversized baggage is going to cost me, because it might just be worth, when I'm there, buying another cheap suitcase or even just a box and paying for a second piece of luggage. It might be worth it.
I don't know what you'd pay international, but here, like domestic flights, there's like another $50 for another suitcase. Most flights.
Oh, that's not much at all, man. But no, international, it's a fair bit more. I've got to do like 3 flights, like Perth, Sydney, San Francisco, Boston, and then on kind of the same on the way back. But I'm going Boston, LA, not Boston, San Francisco. So,
well, you live on the outskirts of Mos Eisley, so that's quite a trip. So, 3 flights.
Well, and there's also the Port Hedland to Perth flight, but
right.
On the way over, I'm flying down to Perth Saturday morning, but I don't start the international leg of the journey till Monday night. And then on the way back, I get in mid-morning on the Thursday after 4th of July. And I'm going to spend the afternoon and night at my dad's and then fly back here first thing Friday morning. So
awesome.
Yeah. Jody, thank you very much for the kind super chat. Just cause, he says.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He also said
Well,
UPS as a shipper is really expensive. Yeah, they are.
yeah, because they're more like a courier service.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what is available to certainly. I mean, during the pandemic when there was no shipping here to Australia, UPS and FedEx and big companies like that were still doing it, but it's like 4 or 5 times the cost of USPS. So,
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get it all figured out. See, first of all, I've got to bring all my Series 2B pre-orders back with me. I've said to Bobby, like, don't bother like shipping them. Actually, I can't remember when I pre-ordered them. I probably was using my forwarding address, and I said to Bobby the other day, I said, don't even ship them out. I said, I'll figure it out when I'm there, and if it's if I pay for an extra bit of luggage to bring it back or whatever, we'll suss it out. So
yeah.
All right. Well, shall I get this open?
Yeah, let's cut into it, man.
I was trying to remember this morning. I was like, I should do that on camera.
Nice.
All the unboxings I've done over the years, I don't know if I've ever done an unboxing with the person who sent me the box on the camera. I'm sure I have, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it was me.
I did do it with you?
Watch what you say now, but yeah, it was earlier this year when I sent you that other parcel. We did a quick live stream and you opened it.
I've got a feeling I might have done an unboxing with someone else as well, but it's not very common. Normally I record a separate video or I do it at the end of the live stream, but hey, I'm your co-host from the Free POA. Please subscribe. Links in the description.
Please, guys. It'd be great
like
if you
and
did.
Subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications.
All that YouTube crap.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that they didn't crush it.
I did not. When I picked it up, I was like, man, Ryan's actually got a really sturdy box here. It's not like a cornflakes box or whatever. So
my sticker's still intact there. That's good.
Yep. What the? Oh, dude.
What's that? So now that's in 2 pieces. As you can see, I had to slice the top off to fit it in the box.
So I'm ripping it out of the box anyway.
I know. And that's why I was like, I want to include the box just so it's like the whole experience. But the top of that box, I had to slice off to fit it in the big box.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome. I really want to turn this into a Punisher vehicle, but I don't have a Punisher figure in that scale. So I'll figure it. Was a Toy Biz one that scale?
It would almost fit. It might be a little big, but Marvel Legends is doing that 3 3/4 retro line. If they do Punisher in that line, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
And I believe Marvel Universe did a Punisher, and that's the line that Bobby worked on, the 3 3/4.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So maybe you'll find one at Joe Fest.
Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe even a custom one. Yeah, this is. I've been looking around in the few places I can get toys here, and we've had some of the McFarlane figures from the Batman movie, although it's all the unmasked Batman figures and not the masked ones. So
yeah,
because if I saw the masked Batman from the Robert Pattinson movie, the McFarlane one, I would actually pick it up just because I'm curious. I haven't owned a McFarlane figure since the early Spawn days, so this is a cool toy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if Spin Master is on the shelves there in Australia. That's a Spin Master toy.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Jody, thank you for the super chat. It's an Analog Toys. You did a live unboxing, but yeah, I thought I did, Jody. I thought I had. But yeah, I think the point I was making is it's not very common that I do that. I either pre-recorded or do it, and the person might be in the chat there. So
yeah.
And Yesterland Toys, thank you for the super chat. Also, a big shout out. Like you're a huge supporter of this channel, of 3POA. You're talking about stuff on your own channel. You're very active on Instagram. So thank you very much for helping to promote this new venture that I kind of started and then couldn't be bothered, so I let Ryan run with it.
No, Yesterland is that's Neil. Neil's a great guy.
Yeah.
So subscribe to him too if you haven't yet. Yesterland
Yeah, absolutely.
Toys.
Yeah.
He's been going through some of the retro Star Wars figures lately. Good channel.
Yeah. And he says here in the super chat, not much, but here's a little help with the trip, Tony. Thank you very much. And thanks again, Ryan, for the stickers.
You're more than welcome.
You send him some 3POA stickers or something?
Yep.
All right. I think I know what this is.
Yeah, man.
It's heavy, bro.
Dude, that's a big boy. I won't spoil it.
It's heavy.
I wrapped that up good because I know that you like to open modern toys, but in case you didn't, that package is part of the presentation.
Yeah. Well, I'm quite torn about this because now that I've got the Marvel Select Hulk that I really like, that's kind of my loose one with my Avengers collection. I'm like, I might keep this one in the package.
Yeah.
Does the audience even know what it is yet?
Yeah, they're saying it.
Yeah.
What really gets me about that, and once you show it, I'll say, but when this was announced, I immediately felt like super old because that is retro packaging that was first released when I was an adult.
Yeah.
So that's the Marvel Legends 20th anniversary of Marvel Legends Hulk.
Yep. 20 years.
So
hey, didn't we do a 20th anniversary stream with Talker Art where we didn't actually talk about 20 years of Marvel Legends?
We did, yes.
Yeah, we just kind of sat in the corner and watched Talker Art interview Bobby for 2 hours.
And you know what? It was great. Like it was hilarious.
Dude, that's the one episode of the 3POA that I still now will go back and rewatch. But yeah, getting back to this figure, this is an awesome figure. I'm very much because I've got the Marvel Select, I kind of want to keep it in the box, but then there's the stand that he goes on as well. I'm like, I want to get that stand out.
Yeah.
Which when I mentioned it to you, you didn't even know about it. Is that right?
Right.
Is it you?
It was, and it's because when they do the live streams, Hasbro does live streams now to reveal everything. Quote unquote live streams. When they do live streams, I'm a grown man. I'm at work because they do them during the day on weekdays, right?
Yeah.
So usually I'm half listening when I'm at work. So I didn't actually see the stand when they were doing the live. So,
yeah.
Excuse me. Woo.
Yeah, but then there'd also been a Dan Who reviews about this particular figure, which I watched because I wanted a good look at it. So I did let Dan Who know that hey, Ryan might pretend he's a supporter, but he doesn't actually watch your videos because
That's right.
No, it was literally like his video had come out that day or the day before, whatever. So Jody, thank you for a very kind super chat. He says attempt a bribery to reroute your flight over Amsterdam so I can have a few beers with you. I'd love to, Jody, but I'll tell you if I'm going to Amsterdam, it'll be more than beers. Beers and bongs. James Salzberg, thank you very much. He said, imagine how us 70s kids feel, Ryan.
Yeah, a lot of retro 70s packaging out there. Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, those toys came out when you were a kid. That first Marvel Legends Hulk came out when I was like 20 years old. So
yeah. Which I know I've got the first one from 20 years ago. It was a donation, just the loose figure. It was a donation to the channel.
Yeah, the
Man,
Toy
they've
Biz.
come a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
way in 20 years, eh?
Yeah, they have. Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
That's your J. Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Looks just like you.
Huh? Looks like
just
me.
like you. Yeah.
It looks like my brother. My brother is 50. He must be 51 this year.
Does he have the
Looks
big
a lot
cookie
more
duster?
like my brother. Huh?
Does he have the big cookie duster?
What's a cookie duster?
Your brother, does he have a mustache?
Oh, he's got a full beard, but
Oh, gotcha.
But like just the way he's gone bald, literally, like if he doesn't cut his hair, he shaves his head. But if he doesn't, it's like that. It's around the back and nothing on the top. So
full cul-de-sac. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, what I really wanted this figure for is
the push-up
hands for Tim Kennedy.
There you go.
Tim Kennedy can do his CrossFit workout. But it is cool just to have a civilian figure. I don't have many civilian figures. He could be a member of the Crimson Armaments. What's it called?
Oh, Crimson
Technologies.
Yes, Crimson Shadow Technologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's good cannon fodder. You could even maybe use them in a Desert Rat Reacts.
Oh, absolutely, because I could take clips of J. Jonah Jameson from the Raimi movies.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Picking his nose.
Yeah. That was the good thing, about that figure. Not just the likeness is spot on, but he has a lot of good hand options that are pretty uncommon.
Yeah. Let's go. Alternate head. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I think he might appear in a Desert Rat Reacts one day.
Awesome.
Issue 8 of Action Force Mission Files comes out on Monday.
Yes, sure
the
does.
Desert Rat issue.
Mm-hmm. And Series
Have you
3
had a
goes
sneak
up for
peek? Have you had a sneak peek at the comic, Ryan?
I haven't. Just the cover.
Yeah, okay. It's good, man. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If it's as good as Tim Kennedy's issue, or really even Pandora's issue, it's going to be excellent.
I'm not going to sit here and try and tell anyone that it is as good as the Pandora issue, because that's really the highlight of the whole comic run so far for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would kind of put it. It's a very different story to the Tim Kennedy one, but I would put it on par as being as good of a comic as Tim Kennedy. Pandora one, it's just a little level above.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It is. It's weird seeing comic versions of yourself. Yeah.
Did you approve some of the art, or were you involved in that at all?
Did I what?
Did you look at the art? Did you have to give approval or anything, or?
No, man. I kind of gave approval of the so Bobby sent like a plot outline to Bill, who then starts writing. But he included me in that, and it's like, did I have any input? And there were very limited comments from me, if any, I think. Then when Bill came back with then kind of like the written story, Bobby provided all of his comments. And then he also sent it to me, and he's like, do you have any comments? And I think there was only one thing I made, and that's, you'll see the very first panel of the comic is a flashback. There's me and Condor, in the Middle East somewhere, most likely Iraq. There's a flashback, and the very first panel in the story that Bill had written, we were discussing a soccer match. And I said to Bobby, I said, I wouldn't be talking to Condor about a soccer match. I'd be talking to him about a UFC fight. And we actually picked a very specific fight to talk about. So if you're a UFC fan, there'll be a little Easter egg there for you as well. And it'll kind of give you an idea of what year that flashback is set in. So
very cool.
Nice. So, yes, Tony, I cut this damn Batman packaging. It's going to go in the recycling very soon.
There you go. So I doubt you could use that figure as a Punisher custom, but it did come with the Batman.
Yeah, but in the interim, I can still display this with Batman. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, this is more of a 4-inch figure than a 3 3/4 inch, isn't it?
I think it's in the ballpark. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really compare it. I only have, I think.
Yeah.
3.
So, well, it's like when they did the GI Joe 25th anniversary stuff. They went from 3 3/4 inch to 4-inch figures. So a lot of like the Marauders stuff is more this scale than the 3 3/4 inch O-ring figures.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now this is actually not a bad figure. Like for a retail release toy, the articulation's good.
Sure.
Nice cape on the back. Where do you rank this Batmobile out of all the Batmobiles?
Man, I want to watch the movie again because that Batmobile scene was one of my favorite scenes in that movie. But that one might be my favorite, but 89 Batman still. It's just everything 89 Batman to me is still like number one.
Yeah.
It's just it hit me at the right time. I was 9 years old when that came out. It was actually I was 8. It was just the perfect movie. I was the perfect age. I loved everything about it.
The perfect movie, the perfect age. So how old were you when the Sam Raimi Spider-Man came out?
2002. I was 21.
I'm sure you say, "Oh, perfect time, perfect age."
I love that movie too.
Yeah,
I like the first 2 Sam Raimi movies. The third one, not so much. The third one is good because of what came from it, and what came from it were awesome internet memes.
you know what else is going to become an awesome internet meme?
No, I don't. What's that? You got to open it up.
Holy crap, man! I need a.
So that. Hopefully, you can get it close enough to the camera. If not, but yeah, that's a 1/12 scale me head sculpt anyway.
And I just so happen to have here.
Oh yeah, there we go. 3 POA T-shirt. Is that a heat gun in his hand? What is that?
That's a heat gun and a giant glass of urine.
I love it. So that head sculpt, just to give him a shout out, designed, printed by Mark II Design, or Mark II Toys.
And he does painted, a lot of weapons for Valaverse.
Yes, and it is painted by Alex Sanchez. So he sent me a blank head.
Does Alex think you've got jaundice?
Oh, does it look yellow?
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
It's quite rainy in Seattle, isn't it?
It hasn't stopped, man. Like I haven't seen the sun in it seems like forever. But yeah, so he Mark sent me like 4 heads, three or 4 heads. One of them was unpainted and one was like one that he did paint, but he's like this was like a rough version, and then there was a really good one. Well, that was I think that was a blank one. I sent that to Alex, he painted it up. And
oh, nice.
Yeah. And so it made its way to Alex. You.
So yeah, so you're now going to become part of the Desert Rat team somewhere. I'll probably make you like, I don't know, the cook or something like that.
Let me know if you need some voice work. Huh?
Can you cook?
I mean, no, my wife does all the cooking.
Okay.
If I cooked, I'd be skinny. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, I had to get used to that over the last few weeks with Grace away.
Right.
And now we've got these. So tell me the story about these riot shields, man.
So
who makes these?
I wanted, so when the first Valveverse Kickstarter went up, I didn't know really anything about Action Force. I knew it was a name from, the toy line from the UK, but I wanted these guys, which is the Riot Trooper.
Yep.
I wanted these guys. I wanted to make like a SWAT team, right? A SWAT team that I could use in Batman displays or really any display.
Yeah.
And so when I finally got these in hand, I'm like, I was looking around for riot shields, and a friend of ours, Brian Rowland, who was going to be at Joe Fest, he's been getting into 3D printing. So I asked him, I'm like, hey, can you 3D print some like riot shields, some like SWAT team, shield stuff? He's like, yeah, let me see what I can do. The same day he had one of those printed. Wow. And I said, I'm going to need a bunch of them. So I paid him for them, of course. And I got a few extra. I sent a couple to you, and I think he sent some to Bobby as well.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah. Yeah. I think Bobby, I'm sure I've seen Bobby with these. Yeah. So now we've got. Don't touch my heat gun.
The heat shield. Nice.
You're going to have to appear in a Desert Rat Reacts now.
Awesome. It would be an honor, sir.
We will abuse each other all in the name of good fun.
I can't wait to hear your version of an American accent.
No, as in I'll get you to do your own voice.
Oh, okay.
I don't do accents. I don't do voices.
All
the
right.
Australian accent that you used at the start of this show was awful, by the way. But...
I know.
But no, what we should do, Desert Rat Reacts to Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, it'd be great. And I'm sitting there like defending it.
Yeah, of course.
I'm trying to defend it, and you're like just berating me and hitting me with beer bottles.
F1's going to attack you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
A world made of cardboard. Thank you very much for the super chat. It says, just started a new job, and I'm going to be able to, and I'm not going to be able to make the Iconicon meetup or Joe Fest. Add this to your trip. Thank you very much. It's a real shame. I'd love to meet you, a world made of cardboard. It's a real shame, but I hope the new job goes well, and thank you for being here and supporting the channel. So,
yeah, congrats on the new job, man.
I don't know if I want to open this Hulk or not.
Was that everything in the box? I don't remember.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I couldn't quite remember if I had put anything else in there. Now, if this had came out a little sooner, I would have sent you this too, but you'll have to wait till Joe Fest to get Jigsaw.
Yeah, and that's what I don't mind throwing that in my suitcase, because I will literally put it in a Ziploc baggie and throw away the box. So it won't take up much room.
Right.
I imagine I'll be doing that with quite a lot of Valveverse products as well. So nice. Series 3 goes up for pre-order Monday, man.
Yeah, Series 3 and issue 8, Desert Rat issue of the comics.
How good do those female figures look?
They look awesome, man. Look, everyone knows I love Marvel Legends, so I'm not trying to sit here and just dunk on them and bash them, but female Marvel Legends are pretty bad. Like, they have very gummy knees. They're overly thin and excuse me, like spindly. I think that's the word. Like very thick, like gangly. They don't stand for anything. I mean, even if you do get them standing, which you can get them standing, but their gummy knee joints and hips, they're the first ones to fall over on the display. Bobbies don't look like that. They look solid. They're a bit thicker. They're a bit thicker. I don't mean like overweight. They're just like more muscular looking. They have that a thicker shape to them. So I'm really stoked just to get them for that reason. But then of course I want Pandora because she's quickly becoming one of my favorite characters in the storyline. Yeah, it's going to be nice to see a toy company that does female figures right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they look. I mean, Bobby said it before. They look like UFC fighters, and women who are, in obviously, Pandora is not military, but you know what I mean.
Like Gina Carano when she was fighting, when she was fighting in the UFC, she was solid. Just
I'm thinking like the women who do CrossFit training. CrossFit is very much inspired by military type training. Like I do think everyone should carry a heavy backpack. That's just a special forces guy in me. But you can swing that sledgehammer on that tire as much as you want, but do it wearing a heavy backpack because that's the reality of military life. Carrying your house on your back. So, Jody, thank you for another super chat. He says, on behalf of a world made of cardboard, doubling his tip to overcome the YouTube take. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. There's a lot of people in the chat here telling me I need to open this Hulk, but I'm not ready yet. I've got to sit on it. Like,
I mean, look,
if I didn't have the Marvel Select one, 100% I would open this to put it in my little Avengers kind of setup there.
Now, don't you have an open one, an open Marvel Legends Hulk already? And not the Toy Biz one, but a more modern Hasbro one, like that same Buck Buddy?
Sal sent me, I think I want to say it's the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive on the retro card back with the crushed pipe.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't opened that one either because A, Sal sent it to me, B, it's a retro card back, and it's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So I haven't opened that. So no, apart from being donated to the original like Toy Biz Marvel Legend Hulk, I don't have a Marvel Legends Hulk that's loose.
I would say my recommendation to you, keep that carded. Look for a loose one at Joe Fest.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do.
Yeah. I'm sure someone will have it, or someone will just have another one even carded, and you can get that. Those are on sale right now on Pulse, or they were. They were on sale, they were like $10 off. They were $35 for that Hulk. So I don't think it's going to be too hard to come by. I would not be. I'd be more surprised if no one at Joe Fest had one than if they did.
So they sell Marvel Legends at Joe Fest at a
vendors,
Joe convention.
There's lots of vendors there that are stocked with everything, and then of course a lot of the vendors are like G.I. Joe exclusive. Like you go to their booth and it's just like even some of them are just one era of Joe, but there's a ton of vendors that have all kinds of toys.
Yeah. I've got my list, my kind of wants list. There'll be stuff that I'll just see there and be like, damn, I didn't know I wanted this, and I'll grab that. I've got a bit of spending money for Joe Fest, but a lot of what's on my list, I'm chasing a lot. I'm looking at some small items, so there are a lot of vintage G.I. Joe figures I'd like to add. That's one of the parcels I'm waiting for from Matt Swafford is a bunch of I got a bunch of vintage G.I. Joe figures from him. I think I got Lieutenant Falcon from the original line, minty and complete. Did I get Outback from him? I think I got Outback from him as well, minty and complete. And a second Crimson Guard, because I've got a Crimson Guard already, but I like those figures. And then out of the blue, he had a mint carded 89 Batman, Toy Biz Batman.
Oh,
I'm like, dude,
nice.
I'm having that. And because that was carded, that was a case of don't bring that to Iconicon because I don't want to put the card back in my suitcase. So I got that shipped, and then 2 weeks later, I bought a mask. What a mask! The Outlaw, which is the big oil tanker from Mask.
Oh yeah.
So
That's some pretty good pickups right there, man.
Yeah, and the thing for me, I was like, Matt Swafford, I was like, I'm not even in America yet, and you're chewing up my spending money. I'm going to stop buying stuff from you and save it for the States. So,
I
but I
do
believe
want to.
Sal's got me the Captain America to go with this. So,
Oh, killer. Okay.
Yeah.
Scott Hughes would like to know if they ever made a Thomas Jane as the Punisher. Yes, they did. Toy Biz made a Thomas Jane Punisher in the Marvel Legends line. And it's actually
I didn't mind. I didn't mind Thomas Jane as the Punisher, but my favorite Punisher is actually he's an English guy. I can't remember his name. It's from Punisher Warzone.
yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Ray Stevenson, is it? He played
Yes.
Firefly in G.I. Joe Retaliation as well. And
Ray Stevenson, you are correct.
yeah. Actually,
They never made him as a Marvel Legend.
I'm gonna have to read. Well, I wouldn't want him as a Marvel Legend because I kind of want a much more. So I like the Marvel Legends. I've got the as in the Punisher one. So I really like that Punisher one that comes with the motorcycle.
Yeah.
But I want to get the comic version of the Punisher.
Like
so
a classic.
That's one of the things that's on my list for Joe Fest because they've done a number of different ones of those. So I'll kind of hopefully there's a few there, and I'll pick and choose in person. I also want to get that that version of War Machine that's got the Punisher logos on it.
The first. Oh right, yeah. That was a GameStop exclusive here, or maybe it was what they call a fan channel. But yeah, that one's cool. That's what that is that's an MCU War Machine body with a new paint job. It's got the Punisher logo and yeah. It looks really cool though.
Yeah. I just want it for the Punisher logo. Don't have any great like even. I said my Avengers collection. It's literally Hulk, Thor, Cap, and Iron Man. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind adding the Retro Falcon to it. They're available here in Australia. I can get those. So
Scott, there is your Toy Biz Thomas Jane Punisher. It looks like series 7. Is that a 7 or a 4 or 6 or 4? What is
6.
that? 6. Series 6 Toy Biz Punisher, and it comes with the Punisher comic. And a really cool, what's that? What's that right there behind him? A stand.
A figure stand?
A figure stand. Yeah. I'll tell you this, though. If you find one in the package, even probably loose, that overcoat he's wearing, that soft goods trench coat, that's going to be flaking and falling apart by this point.
Yeah, no, I think the one I'm after is... It came on a retro carded wave with Black Widow from not that long ago. I'm sure I saw it. So it might even be like a retro Spider-Man card back, and there was a Black Widow. Was it?
I don't remember.
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh yeah. From the Hasbro era, right?
Yeah. Not that long ago. Only a few years back.
Yeah, a couple years ago. Yes, there was.
Yeah, that's the one I want, and I actually wouldn't mind the Black Widow from that wave as well.
Oh, I think I have a Black Widow for you, carded. So
nice.
Yeah, if I do, I'll look in my bin in the garage. If I do, I'll bring it. So there's two, the more classic looking Punishers. There's two. There was one that was a Walgreens exclusive. He has like brown leather straps with I think a couple grenades on him over his shoulders, and he has a classic look. But the one that was on the retro card is like classic, just black, white, couple guns.
Yeah, that's really what I want to go for. I want to because that was the comic that I read like in my teenage years. You know, I'd moved to Australia. The Retro Punisher has trigger fingers. The Walgreens exclusive one has no trigger fingers.
Excellent point. That was a huge miss by Hasbro, putting out a Punisher with no trigger hands. He just had
what are they? Just like gripping hands?
Oh. C-grip, no trigger finger. And so when they put him on the retro card, they fixed that. But Still.
Jody's throwing the super chats tonight, man. Thank you very much. Worth being read out loud at Scuba Pete. Scuba dooba dabba 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 dabba. Scuba's got a riddle for you. What wears black and is under the water but dances like the stars with no bother?
Scuba Pete?
Maybe.
In his wetsuit?
Matt, did you see episode 4 of Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
So when they're in that underwater part of the base they go to, right? And I know through the windows the deep water is supposed to be green. I couldn't help it. I'm watching that going, unless you really concentrate, your brain actually goes, oh, this is like Obi-Wan with the green screen before they put the effects in. Because it's just these blobs of green everywhere. Did that happen to you watching it?
No, I was just like, Star Wars, there's always that monster element. And you can't tell me if he's on some alien world under the water, swimming around, there's not going to be some big sea monster. We saw it in The Phantom Menace.
Yep.
We saw it in, a few episodes of the Clone Wars and stuff, and it's just, I don't know. That was the least of my issues with that episode.
Yeah, say no more.
And for me, it's not even like the settings. It's the massive gaping open wound of plot holes that they have in this show, and just the lack of character development.
This isn't just a bad show. I think I was saying this to you in the chat the other day. This isn't just a bad show. This is proactively breaking the narrative of the original trilogy films.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
And for those of us who've grown up loving the original trilogy, this isn't like an us and them, like if you were someone who, born in a different gender, you grew up with the prequels. The prequels did a certain amount of damage to the original trilogy with things like, all of a sudden Obi-Wan's line in A New Hope, Star Wars, where he says, oh, interesting, don't ever seem to remember owning a droid. That kind of got destroyed by the prequels. But this is just doubling down on this. It's not just a throwaway line about a droid, because I've always kind of, I don't like it when fandom try to make excuses to explain away plot issues, but that is not a major plot issue to me. That's like, well, perhaps Obi-Wan is just, he's not, as you find out later, he's not being completely open and honest with Luke at the time either, because he knows that Darth Vader is his father and things like that. So there are things that he's keeping secret for a reason. But now when, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader's confrontation on the Death Star when Obi-Wan dies, and the conversation that they have it doesn't even mean anything anymore.
It's broken. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's probably a way they could have done it, but the way they did it broke it.
Yeah. 100%.
And so, like Obi-Wan, along with Boba Fett and the sequels, they go in the bin of, this is not my canon. Like I like the prequels enough, and I like the original trilogy, and Mandalorian's fine, and that's where the canon ends for me. This shows, I can't accept it as part of the story. This is fan fiction. This is poor fan fiction. And no offense to anyone that's watching that likes it. We all have different tastes. I don't want to take anything away from anyone, but that's my opinion as a 40-year-old Star Wars fan.
Look, I don't think you should apologize to anyone, because I don't apologize to the people who think Top Gun Maverick is amazing.
I loved it.
I'm just, I can't believe I can believe the amount of people, and when I'm not just talking about, the fans on social media, but also, the critics and There's a movie magazine in England called Empire that I really enjoy. I was buying physical copies of Empire all the way through the 2000s when I lived in England. And since then, I continue to go and read their reviews online. Obviously, they've got more than one critic writing for them, so you get different opinions. But they gave it a 5-star review, and I'm not against them giving it a 5-star. I'm not against anyone giving it a 5-star review. I cannot find a different opinion about this movie unless I go and watch a retro blasting video. I can't find a review where someone's like, hey man, what about the consequences of America just going and blowing up a uranium factory in another country?
They did too. Yeah.
And when they land back on the aircraft carrier at the end and they're hooping and hollering, I'm like, they're not even behaving like professional military personnel.
I mean, hey, I'll take your word for it. I know very little about any branch of the military, so
yeah. Robert Diaz, thank you for the super chat. He says Kenobi shouldn't be able to hide from anyone. His smelly depends giving away his position. Yeah.
Oh, there's so many things I could say about Obi-Wan, but I'll leave it alone.
And Jody, thank you for the super chat. He says, you read it out loud wrong. Read it as scuba dooba dooba scuba doobity doo. Oh my God. And the rest makes more sense that way. I'm going to have to go back and soak this in, Jody, and reread the comments.
Yeah, I need to brush up on my scat.
Yeah. But look, man, Ryan, thank you so much. You know how much I wanted this figure. I really appreciate it. And the card back's perfect, which that's why I'm not going to open this, because if I find one in the States, I can get rid of the card back, or I can even keep the card back, open it when I get home, but I haven't got to worry about it getting crushed in the suit, getting crushed by dirty underpants and toothbrushes and things like that, because I don't know how to pack very well. I've got to come up with some cool stuff to do with this J. Jonah Jameson.
Sure.
I honestly think this head is going to go on an Action Force figure, and I'm going to get a different head to go onto this suited body.
Do you have a 1/12 scale drum set?
No. Why would I have a 1/12 scale drum set?
I mean, I do. Because have you seen that movie he's in called
Whiplash?
Whiplash.
That's a great film, yeah.
Great film. I mean, you could do something great with him and a drum set in Desert Rat.
Yes.
You might want to look for that Muppets animal by Palisades at Joe Fest. Maybe one of the vendors will have that. Comes with a nice 1/12 scale drum set.
Yeah, definitely. Well, look, Ryan, thanks for the mystery box. Much appreciated. Thanks for taking time out of your evening to jump on the stream. I'm gonna wrap it up because I've still got so much work to do for Iconicon. A World Made of Cardboard says, thank you for the super chat. He says, don't spoil Obi-Wan. I don't want to find out how he dies. Oh, wait.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. And that was my issue even before we went into it. I was like, I did not predict that he was going to be running around. I didn't even think young Leia was going to be in it. I thought it was going to be about him and Luke on Tatooine. But the whole way through, it's like, whenever they try and put Leia in jeopardy, you're like, yeah, well, I know she survived. So what?
And every show so far has been an old guy protecting a kid.
Yeah.
Every show. I mean, I guess with Boba Fett, it was like 4 kids.
Yeah.
Or you could count that, that Sand or the Tusken Raider kid, But
all right, Joe, I've got to scroll back through your chats here, Jody. So it says, think of the orange dudes and signing, then reread it.
Orange dudes.
Is he talking about Dutch people? I think he's talking about Dutch people. Scoobity doobity doobity doo. Scuba's got a riddle for you. What wears black and is under the water, but dances like the stars with no bother? A stoner?
Orange dudes. I'm thinking Oompa Loompas.
Nah, but Jodie's Dutch, and the Dutch orange is their national color, and they like smoking doob. It is Oompa Loompas he's talking about.
Ah. Okay.
Oompa Loompa doobity. I'm aware that Oompa Loompas are orange, and they popped into my head, and I'm like, no, Jodie's talking about Dutch people. You remember when Band of Brothers parachute into Holland? They've got all the orange flags out of the windows.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. And the Dutch resistance wore orange armbands and stuff like that. So
I need to finish that series. I started watching it when you and Michael did your war stories.
Yeah.
I think I watched the first 3 and got distracted. Never went back to it. I got to.
Oh, dude,
I'm gonna have to rewatch the first 3 now.
And the fact that you've wasted 4 hours of your life watching 4 episodes of Obi-Wan in the last few weeks.
They're not even an hour long.
Not finished Band of Brothers.
I know, it's a travesty.
Yeah,
I'm ashamed.
Well, guys, don't forget tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. in the UK, a very special 40th anniversary live stream celebrating Action Force. With the original designer of the Palatoy Action Force and the new designer of Valorverse, Mr. Bob Breakin and Mr. Bobby Valor. And of course, the link to the 3 POAs in the description below. Get us to 1,000 subs, guys. Share the links on your social media. Tell your friends about it. Tell your friends, if they like Top Gun, they need to watch this show.
Yeah. 3
because
POA
it doesn't
podcast.
matter if you like it.
3 POA podcast, better than Top Gun.
Yeah, it is. It is, yeah.
I put the link in the chat again.
Awesome.
No 3 POA podcast tomorrow. Obviously, it's our week off. The following week, it might just be a Laser Pants Live, depending on how busy Bobby is with shipping and getting ready for Joe Fest. And I know, Tony, you're going to be on your way to Perth probably that day.
Yes, but I think I'm actually going to be available.
Okay.
So I won't have the whole fancy setup here. I will have a laptop either at my mum or my dad's house, but they both got good internet. So
I haven't thought of a topic yet. I might think of something, and if I don't, then it'll just be pre-Joe Fest banter.
You know what I think would be a really good topic? If Bobby is too busy, because I know the thing with Bobby, he's obviously got his own Valorverse channel. So if he's going to talk about Series 3 and stuff like that, he wants to talk about it on his channel.
Yep.
And he's whenever me and Ryan have suggested Valorverse topics for the 3 POA, he tries to talk us out of it. He's like, no, I don't want to have the 3 POA. So if he's not available, then he doesn't get a say in the topic. I think you and I should talk about what we're looking forward to in Series 3. And we can show the images of the different figures, and we can discuss what we're excited about for Iconicon, for Joe. That's really what it could be. It's like, hey, man, this is the last show before we go to Joe Fest, Iconicon, all of that. This is all the stuff we're looking forward to. These are all the panels we're doing, the shows. I think that's a good idea, actually. What do you reckon?
I like it.
All right,
down.
Done.
Yep.
Done. That's what we'll do. So the 3 POA will be back next Saturday. Cool.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to your stream tomorrow too, man. That's going to be great.
So I'm a little bit nervous because there's a lot of prep I want to do for that as well, which I haven't quite finished. I'm working on a unique intro video, which I actually might, after this stream, I might stop working on the James Bond video for a while. because I've still got a bit of time with that, and actually get that intro video done and get all the photos loaded up for the stream ready to go. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. So cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys. And you'll see us both soon here on the internet. We don't really exist. We're just on the internet.
That's right.